What's good, guys? Let's talk about the power of positive thinking. So in my last video, I talked all about discipline and motivation being the important building blocks when you're working towards achieving a goal or a dream, no matter whatever that is, how important and integral it is to have that as your foundation, being disciplined in terms of doing what you have to do, whether or not you want to do it, and also being motivated to, approach your work every day and approach it with a certain enthusiasm. And I think an equally important part of this foundation has to be talking about the power of positive thinking. Now, I know from me, personal experience, positive thinking has carried me through a situation in this whole situation of having cancer for 4 years now. Positive thinking has carried me through a tremendous length of all this. Like, I do not think I would be here in as good a shape and with a positive outlook as I have without that positive thinking. Not even a positive outlook. I don't think I would be as well off as I am now if I didn't have that positive outlook on life, even facing these kind of crazy insurmountable odds. So I ask you, as a person who doesn't have to deal with this crap on a daily basis, what's your excuse as to why you're not having a sort of more positive outlook on life, a more positive outlook on what you as a person can accomplish? A lot of times I've experienced people who dismiss positive thinking because they've become so ingrained in the way of, thinking negatively or being pessimistic about things.
Why are you so negative all the time?
What? I don't, no, what?
And that's not to say there isn't a mix of positive or negative things in the world, but it's totally up to you as a person, kind of how you choose to think, whether it be about yourself or projecting outward, how you choose to see the world. And because, if you don't try thinking positively and making it your mantra and having it stick, then there's a fair chance that you're going to experience different things, little emotions that could totally throw your whole day, week, or possibly longer month off, depending on what's going on in your life and how you're feeling. So I think it's really important that those who speak to the benefits of positive thinking, that a great deal of why they speak to it is because they've experienced it themselves, and those who knock it are people that may not have had that experience yet, and they've chosen to kind of be more pessimistic about things. And that's really the difference maker there, whether you're talking about work, whether you're talking about school, whether you're talking about a hobby, whether you're talking about starting your own business. Positive thinking is going to be the engine to say that when things aren't going your way in the world, that, hey, I should keep going, and I gotta keep going, because I know that one day this is going to work out. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be the next day, but hell, I'm not going to stop right now, because I have this sort of optimistic and positive outlook. There's that famous quote that life is about 10% of what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Or maybe it's 95 and 5, whatever. But the point being is that a great deal of how we experience life and the day-to-day is about how we as people view things, not really as much what happens to us. I could say for a fact, as I mentioned earlier, I did not think I would be in as good a shape as I am now in terms of a positive look on life and enjoying life if I didn't have these positive affirmations and this sort of positive outlook on things. Because as bad as the situation would ever have looked for me, I never gave up faith that something good was going to come of it, and it's not me kind of being blind or neglecting to see the severity of my situation. The idea is I'm acknowledging my current situation, saying it's not changing, and so in the intermittent, and so therefore I'm going to think this way, and I'm going to think positively, because that's going to allow me to feel more in control of my situation, and ultimately it will allow me to feel as though I have something to look forward to, because I believe and have faith that something good will come out of this, no matter how bad things look right now. I think the best example of all this is, think about the last time you were watching a movie, no matter what kind of movie it was, whether it was a comedy or a drama, action movie, whatever. So let's take an example of, it was a horror movie. You get caught up so much in watching the movie that ultimately you feel scared because you're totally fully immersed in that thought that, the axe murderer is right around the corner about to get me, and the bottom line is it's nothing. It's you're watching something. It's being projected. These feelings are being projected outward just basically from how you're looking at things. And if you obviously remind yourself that, yeah, it's just a movie, then ultimately you snap out of it, so to speak, and you can go back to however you were feeling. But that speaks to just how powerful the brain is to trick you into saying that this thing, this 2D non-real experience, is having such a grave impact on my emotions. Think about feeling exhilarated like you're in an action movie, or whatever. The idea is that how you look at things is such a big part of your experience in life, how you look at things, how you feel, and how you choose to think, and you can take this input in life, whatever level of input it is, no matter how much you're receiving on, and no matter how bad or good things look, and you can ultimately just say, this is how I choose to feel, and by repeating these things to yourself, saying, I will be positive, I will be successful, I know that success is in my future, then ultimately you will start to feel successful. You will start to feel good, and you'll start to feel as though your self-esteem is being built up because you have this positive outlook. So now I leave you with this little exercise that you can do at home, and something that will be really beneficial to you if you're trying to start thinking more positively. It's called positive affirmations. Affirming is to, kind of reassure yourself that it is as it is, and positive is positive. So every morning when you wake up, or before work, or after work, or before you go to school, whatever it may be, whatever you want to view more positively, create 3 positive affirmations for yourself that you can quietly or out loud repeat to yourself before you engage or after you engage in whatever it is you're looking to see, looking to view more positively. So, for example, if I was going to work, I would say, I am a successful salesman and I will continue to produce large number of sales. That's a little bit wordy. So let's just say I am a successful salesman and no one can resist my pitch. Like if I'm pitching something to someone. So then you will say out loud several times, 5 to 6 times, or to yourself 5 to 6 times, I am a successful salesman and no one can resist my pitch. Saying these things over and over again will have an impact on your psyche and on your subconscious. And ultimately, before you know it, you'll be feeling pretty good and maybe not even remember entirely why you're feeling so good. Like what was the stimulus to cause you to feel good? And then you'll think back and remember, oh wait, it's because I watched this video and Merrick told me to use my positive affirmations. But no, seriously, positive affirmations can have a huge impact on your life, as well as positive thinking. It can carry you through tough situations, and it can make good situations even better. My name is Merrick Maliki, and thank you guys for tuning in to the latest episode of MMMotivate. Check out all the social media. Please give us a like on Facebook, follow us on the gram, and subscribe down below. Check out our other videos here on YouTube. Take it easy, guys.